Tips for surviving outside in extreme weather and sub-freezing temperatures. Hopefully you will never need to spend unexpectedly long hours outside in extreme weather, but in case you do, here are a few tips. If at all possible, keep your clothing dry, including hat, gloves, and boots. It takes a huge amount of energy to dry clothing using just body heat, and wet clothes will not insulate nearly as well as dry clothing. If you must lay down to sleep, break fresh green pine boughs off evergreen trees to make a somewhat insulated now bed that will help you stay drier and warmer than lying directly on the snow. The extremities of your body will tend to cool and freeze first, so keep a watchful eye on your hands and feet. At the first signs of numbness, you should stop what you are doing and get the blood circulating again, or you will risk frostbite and potentially permanent damage due to freezing your flesh. For the feet, brace your arms against something, stand on one leg, and vigorously swing the other leg back and forth, like a ringing bell in a bell tower. The centrifugal force of the swinging motion will usually restore blood circulation and warm your toes, unless they are already truly frozen and not just cold. If they burn and hurt, that is okay, and the painful condition should only last a few minutes, unless the feet had actually suffered frostbite. The easiest technique for restoring feeling and circulation to the hands is similar to the previous technique for the feet. Swing your arms in wide rapid circles to help drive blood into the fingertips. If you have no companion to help each other check for frostbite and or hypothermia, you must be vigilant and do this for yourself. Frostbite on the skin shows up as a bright white patch of skin, usually surrounded by pinkish-colored flesh. It is caused by freezing of the flesh, and actual frost crystals start forming on the skin surface. Surprisingly few folks who get lost in the wilderness try to backtrack. Downhill skiers and snowboarders who travel out of bounds inherently dislike the idea of hiking back up the mountain the same way they came down, but this course of action would have saved many a life. However, when snows are incredibly deep, like they can be in the high mountains, backtracking may not be a viable option. Tree wells and snow caves can provide shelter from storms and extreme cold. Snow is an excellent insulator, but try to keep yourself from getting wet, both while building your snow shelter and when staying inside the shelter. If you must sit or lie down in the snow, a layer of fresh green pine boughs can provide insulation and help minimize getting wet from melting snow with body heat. Your chances of starting a fire in extreme weather using primitive methods like a fire drill or flint and steel are pretty slim, but if you happen to have matches or a cigarette lighter on hand, by all means build a fire. Look for standing dead wood, or drier branches sheltered underneath fallen logs that may be drier than the rest of the available wood. For kindling, look for branches on trees that have a bunch of dead brown pine needles. The dead pine needles on these branches will usually burn even if they are fairly wet. Make sure you knock the snow off any overhead branches before you start your fire, so they won't dump snow on your fire as it heats up. You can build a fire directly on top of the snow. Just lay down a bunch of branches to keep your drier wood separated from direct contact with the snow. The Lost Ways is probably one of the, if not the most comprehensive survival guide on the market today. It doesn't just consist of Claude's own expertise, but that of many top survival experts in their field. If you're truly looking to take your survival and prepping skills to the next level, you owe it to yourself and to your family to give The Lost Ways a read. Click the link below in video description to learn more. Click the link below in video description to learn more. Click the link below in video description to learn more. Click the link below in video description to learn more. Click the link below in video description to learn more. Click the link below in video description to learn more. Click the link below in video description to learn more.